I've met people who are really good at being interlocutors. They're really good at having conversation. And anytime I meet those types of people, I always tell them the same thing. I always tell them you should start a YouTube channel. And I've met a number of people in my life who were very good at talking. They were very good at having conversation. They were friendly. They were funny. They were cordial. That's redundant. I mean, cordial is basically friendly. They were intelligent, knowledgeable, articulate. They were all of the things that a good vlogger should be. They were funny, they were cordial, they had a good voice for talking, and there is a particular voice that is more attractive than others. I think there are certain voices that are more attractive than others when it comes to doing YouTube videos and doing videos in general. Why do you think certain people made it in the radio business and certain people didn't? I mean, going back to the 1990s, going back to the early 2000s, you had some radio personalities that were very, very successful. Rush Limbaugh, Michael Savage, Bill O'Reilly, Glenn Beck. These guys were very successful, and I think what made them successful was the way they talked. Which leads me to question, maybe someone here can help me out with this, but how in the hell did Mark Levin get successful in radio? Seriously, how in the hell did that guy get successful? Because he's got the most annoying voice imaginable, and yet he was very successful. I think he still is successful. But he talks like they go, I'm Mark Levin. It's actually worse than that. He has a very raspy, raggedy voice, very annoying. You can tell he's an extremely irritable individual, very easily irritated, and he has been very successful in his radio career. Now, he's successful, right? I'm not going to say that he shouldn't have a right to be successful, obviously not. But I just don't understand how that guy got successful, because he has the most annoying voice ever. So I guess it's not just about the voice, but I think voice does play a role. Savage no longer has a radio show, Morg. He no longer has a radio. Michael Savage was very successful at one point. He was the number 2 or number 3 most listened to radio host in the country at one point in time. And I think a lot of it had to do with his voice. He had that no-nonsense New York, I'm from the Bronx accent. He had that dialect. He had that contour. He had that inflection. He had that tone that was at times aggressive, but at times also very relaxing. And he was very good at storytelling. Michael Savage was very good at storytelling, I will say that. And the reason why I loved listening to Michael Savage, I would listen to him every single day. When I was in middle school and high school, I would just listen to Michael Savage. And the main reason why I listened to Michael Savage was because he was very good at harmonizing political discourse with discussion on culture and art. And that's something that I love. I love the idea of having political discourse, having a discourse on the political happenings of society, on the zeitgeist, on the political environment, on the ideological atmosphere, on the political climate, while at the same time harmonizing that discussion with talks on aesthetics, talks on art, on culture, on language, on music, which is part of culture and art. So I think that is very, very... I think it's very nice. I think it's a very pleasant formula. And what I will say is that I think that political discourse without cultural discourse is pretty much meaningless. I don't really care about talking about what Senator so-and-so said. I really want to focus on the soul of a nation. The soul of a nation. That's what I want to talk about.